In today's Christmas spot, we are having a look at the Diamond Select Toys Nightmare Before Christmas. This is the Vinimate's Santa Claus. Let's go ahead and grab the tape measure, put it next to Santa Claus. Santa Claus isn't wearing his hat, so it's a lot easier to tell you that this Vinimate is about 4¼ inches in height. Yes, this Vinimate of Saint Nick doesn't have his hat. His hat actually is in his hand. I think I would have liked it actually on his head, but I'm still perfectly fine with this. Vinimates, by the way, are essentially larger mini-mates that don't really have the articulation. What instead you're getting is kind of a pre-posed sort of vinyl statue of how they would look if they were a mini-mate. Now, don't think that he has zero posability. Santa Claus does have a ball joint in the head, so at least you can actually rotate his head left and right. Kind of move it up and down as well, as again there is that ball joint, a very broad ball joint you can see inside underneath Santa's very large beard, but the rest of his posability is staction. There's nothing really else that you can do with it. But for a Vinimate, I do really like these pieces. In fact, it's actually one of my favorite collectibles that Diamond Select are releasing, especially like the DC stuff, which we will be looking at in the weeks to come. Unlike the larger figure of Santa Claus, this one actually does have feet. It's not a completely blocked off or finished bottom. You can actually see Santa's feet underneath there. Of course, granted, what you are going to be looking at when you have him on display is solely just his jacket draping down. And let's have a look at some of the details, more importantly, the details on his face. Some nice panel lining going around the outer area of his eyes, and giving him some wrinkles also on the sides. They've also panel lined the eyebrows, which is a nice touch as well. Regarding his hair, again, because he is based kind of on the same designs as a Mini-Mate, he's going to have a very blocky, flat head. Still though, they managed to sculpt hair on the top of his head, which is the same coloring and similar sculpt to that of his beard on the front of Santa's, of course, face. Within the beard, though, you've got all these little morsels of treats, things of which Santa probably would have been eating along the way, along with a lollipop that's also stuck on there as well. Coloring on him is really good. In fact, I think it's almost a little bit even better than the Santa Claus figure that we looked at from Diamond Select. Also did on this channel. If you guys haven't had a chance to check that out, go back and have a look at those videos as well. But I do like the very dark kind of coloring here of Santa Claus. Dark reds. The vibrant white really stands out against the backdrop of the dark red. Like the figure as well, you've got all these little creases and stuff underneath his belt and right above the fur line of his coat as well. Like I said, he doesn't really have much in the way of posability, but I think the benefits of the Vinimate is that you're getting pre-posed, kind of like all the benefits of a Mini-Mate, but a larger figure. Not as much the posability, like I said, but you're getting a lot more of a showpiece, and this is definitely a piece that I would want to be putting out for Christmas time. Sadly, the larger Diamond Select Santa Claus from Nightmare Before Christmas Select line hit more closer to the naughty list than he did the nice list. On a contrast to that, the smaller Vinimate of Santa Claus actually, I think, does things a little bit better. Again, he doesn't really have as much the posability as the larger version of Santa Claus, but he definitely has better quality of paint and overall execution of the figure. This is the kind of thing, again, if you're really big into the Mini-Mates, the Vinimates essentially are just a scaled up version of that. A little less posability granted, but makes up for it, I think, with some really cool poses. In this case, you've got Santa Claus posed with his arms bent and his hands against the sides of his very large tummy. I like the face sculpt on him, and even though I can't really say face sculpt because generally they're more just a blockier head, I do think the panel lining that they did on his face is some of the best that I've seen from the Vinimate line. Again, Vinimates are really something I'm getting more and more into the more I'm seeing them in stores, and definitely don't think for a second that this is going to be like the last one that we're going to be looking at. We're going to do a lot more Vinimate reviews in the weeks to come. We're going to be looking at some really cool collectibles in the DC franchises and stuff like that. So certainly stay tuned for that. In the meantime, though, we had to be thinking Christmas. Today's Christmas spot Speaking of Vinimates, we're having a look at the Nightmare Before Christmas Vinimates Santa Claus vinyl figure. A really good pickup and fairly inexpensive as well. Like, these Vinimates are generally about a $10 price point, so they're not overly expensive, and a really nice showpiece that you can put out at Christmas time as well. Speaking of Christmas time, we are a few days away from Christmas. It is fast approaching. In fact, I don't know, I blinked and it was the beginning of the month. I blinked again. We're almost near the end of the month, and we're very, very fast approaching to Christmas time. So I'm going to try to get some more videos, Christmas-related videos up before the big day comes. I'm going to see if I can try to get them all up before Christmas, but there may be a possibility that some of them may overlap over top of Christmas and past Christmas. But I'm going to definitely get them all up before the end of this month. If you guys haven't had a chance also to hit that little subscribe button down below, much like the Diamond Select Santa Claus figure, you may also hit that naughty list. There's still time. Don't think that you're past that point of naughty list writing. You can still make the list, my friends. Hit that little subscribe button down below. You'll never miss a beat when it comes to future videos. And like I said, more Christmas-related videos will be coming onto this channel before that cutoff time. So stay tuned for those. As always, guys, thanks for watching as you always do. I'll see you next time.